of what was expected, but as long as more than just 3 people... I think Shoof, Deadbones, Zeno, and I are the only ones that have seen this game. And this game was played 5 months ago. Or 4 months ago. Watch this game just end up being lame. Like, I remember it being pretty good, but maybe we're just overhyping it. We probably overhyped it at this point, guys. I'll just shut it off now. There's no point. There's no point. Okay, so I specifically remember Zeno complaining about his spawn point. So as you can see here, he builds his warrens on the other side of the river because, of course, there's like barely room on his end, right there, on the bottom left. So he starts building on this side, which is not much of a problem because he goes for this mill very soon after. And now he's in a pretty good defensive position to defend the mill because the warrens are right there in front. Both of them are actually in fairly defensible positions. One thing I did notice, though, is that Xenos had difficulty scouting at some points. And he does actually build a machine gun nest here. Oh, it's crazy I still remember some of this. And I think that was just in case of some type of early aggression. Because he didn't see the high ground here, and you can see on the map, his red dot sort of dies before he gets to the top yet again. So he was not able to scout the full thing. So the machine gun nest was just a precaution. Even though there is, if you look on the map, there's a spot to walk. Can you see my cursor? I don't know if you can see my cursor, but there's a spot to walk right there. Zeno picks up his skunks, and then... Can't see the cursor? Let's see. There we go. Okay, so Zeno picks up skunks, and this is very interesting. Like, this is totally like the old standard build that we all used to do, is like the 4 T1 Warrens into a tier 2 into a mill. And the only thing different is that Deadbones has skipped the tier 2 and just gone for more tier 1, and he got his usual friggin' balloon. And just like Zeno and Deadbones fashion, they have both expanded equally. And Zeno actually likes seeing... Well, at least this was months ago. He liked seeing Deadbones get that balloon because Zeno's not a super aggressive player. So he steps back and either, I guess, gets more army or gets more eco. So while Deadbones, you know, wastes some food, well, waste is sort of a poor word, but uses 120 food for, you know, defenses, Zeno instead gets more army with a mixture of more eco as well. And I think he said he was afraid of a lizard run by or something from the high ground. So he places that machine gun nest down there. And then, yeah, Deadbones love going for this artillery here. Which still, at the time, 40 seconds to build. So it gave Zeno plenty of time to rush the high ground. Now, you saw Deadbones sold it immediately there. Which was probably smart. I'm wondering if he could have possibly held it, but it's a good chance that he saw the skunks and said that, okay, I don't want to fight when I don't even have my own tier 2 up yet. So he instead puts it a little bit farther behind. And since now he's in a more defensible position, he attempts to hold it. But again, he sells it there just in time before it gets destroyed. But overall, great timings with Zeno. He currently has the army advantage because, as I mentioned before, Deadbones used his money to build those 2 defensive structures, both the balloon, which he has now sold, but he built another one. So he's maybe behind 1 or 2 warrens on army tempo. So, of course, as long as Zeno just stayed calm and within that 40-minute artillery range of building, he just goes in when he has superior numbers, he can stop it, which he did. Zeno currently head on 2 farms, selling that machine gun nest, and now Deadbones is super afraid. Now he's by about 2 or 3 squares behind where he originally placed. Also, I want you guys to put bets on who you think. What was that? What was that noise? Oh, did someone just follow? I didn't see. But thanks to whoever followed there. Follow. Anyway, what was I saying? Okay, yeah, place your bets on who wins this thing. Oh, I remember this. Zeno, for some reason, he said that he did not know the artillery was even up. So he walks his army over there, and then about 12 squirrels just get obliterated right there. But it's not too bad. He is way ahead on economy. But what sucks is that he was not aware that those 12 squirrels died. So he comes in with only maybe 9 squirrels instead and just dies. But keep in mind, Zeno is way ahead on economy, so he's able to reinforce this significantly faster. Plus, all of his warrens are much closer as well. Remember, all of Deadbones' warrens are still up on the high ground and near his main base, so Zeno can just harass this so much more. And that artillery is pretty much doing nothing. But what sucks is that this attacking point is really hard, so he's losing a lot more units than he probably should be because of the small choke here, but you can see he's slowly whittling away at Deadbones' army because he has to reinforce much slower, and he ends up getting this. Okay, at this point, who's winning, boys? Who's winning? Place your bets now. I want to see who you think's winning this game. Zeno tried getting that balloon there because he knew that it would help a lot if that thing died. Thanks to whoever just followed there. I can hear it, but I don't see it popping up. Okay, so this is from this point forward, this is some really great movement from Deadbones here. So he moves his army to the left here to say that, okay, I know of your base on the left, and I can pressure you. Or at least I am threatening I am going to pressure you. So what this says is that forces Zeno's armies to the left, and then Zeno notices Deadbones is trying to build a base over here. So his army that was over on the center of the map moves over to the right to attack the base that Deadbones just placed. But Deadbones left his army on the left side, so he'd have a faster attack route taking out Zeno's mill here. So Deadbones positioned his army ahead of time, built that mill on the right, forcing Zeno to walk his entire army back to the right, and then he just used it as a bait. But in hindsight, Zeno said this himself, he really shouldn't have even bothered trying to attack it because Zeno was ahead on 7 or 8 farms there. So that was just a bad move on his part. But still, just some great maneuvering from Deadbones. A great toad hit there. Zeno trying to take this mill because he's just in the position to do so. But unfortunately, it's just near Deadbones' base. So he takes it. At this point, both players are starving. Notice how nobody has any farms. Alright, Deadbones, I think, is dead in like 30 seconds? Or how many seconds? He's dead soon. He's starving. Okay? Deadbones, fortunately there's no starving timer, but Deadbones can die at any second now. He needs to get up a mill and start a farm as soon as possible. So does Zeno. So Deadbones starts his mill, Zeno starts his mill. At this point, Deadbones is maybe 15 seconds away from starving, or less. Pretty much no consequence there. Notice how Zeno sold most of his army. And right here, if you're watching Starving Timer, Deadbones was less than 1 second away from losing there. But he puts down the farm just in time. Zeno had already thought he had won, and it was just standing around saying that, woo, I had won. But no, he had not. But Zeno got his farm down. But then Deadbones has superior army, so he comes into attack. Resets Zeno's Starving Timer here. Zeno could not save it. So Zeno's back at, 60 seconds to build a mill. Zeno begins chasing Deadbones' army. Deadbones' army paths awkwardly here. And then right here, Zeno could have just won. Look at this. Zeno could have just won. 2 ferrets, 6 squirrels, and 2 skunks. Just move in on this mill, kill it. And then Deadbones just has way less army, and there's no way he can do it. But Zeno continues chasing Deadbones all the way to the east side of the map. Okay? So Deadbones baited Zeno to not attack his mill, and then was able to buy time. Zeno is still currently starving, and there's probably 20 seconds until he just loses. So he needs to get this mill up, otherwise he loses. So if you watch closely here, Zeno's starving, he builds a farm to reset the farm timer, so now he's back at 60 seconds. So now he's back to 60 seconds on starving. So neither player, so he has not lost yet, but he was close to there. Deadbones is the only person with food. Alright, Deadbones sees Zeno coming in. So he knows that Zeno has no farms, so he needs to come in and kill this mill here. Because the mill on the left is the only mill Zeno owns that can build a farm. And then it's destroyed. Unfortunately, Zeno has no income and uses his money to build the mill over on the right. But here's what sucks. He has no income, so he cannot build a farm on that new one, no matter what he does. And he has nothing he can sell. So at this point, Zeno is the one that is lost. Because he cannot build a farm right now. See, it's queued up, but there's nothing he can do. And Deadbones takes it.